Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're focusing on a really powerful approach for anyone looking to get, better quality outputs from AI tools, especially thinking about professional content, technical docs, that kind of thing. We're going to unpack the iterative refinement pattern. We've got some great material aimed at, experts using generative AI. And our mission really is just to give you a clear, practical understanding of how you can use this method, use it strategically to really lift the quality of what the AI generates.
Exactly. Yeah, for professionals, just, firing off a prompt and hoping for the best, that's not really a solid strategy, is it?
No, not scalable.
Not at all. So iterative refinement gives you this structured way in. It kind of acknowledges what these models can do well, but also where they stumble. It lets you have more control and ultimately get a much higher quality result.
Okay, let's get right into it then. For people maybe less familiar with the term, how would you define this iterative refinement pattern? What is it at its heart?
At its core, it's basically generating an initial response from the AI, like a first draft.
Yeah.
And then you systematically improve it. You do this through focused revision steps.
Focus steps, okay.
Yeah, that's the key part. Each iteration, each step targets something specific. Not just make it better, but, improve factual accuracy or match this style guide or add more technical specs, specific things.
Right, so you're moving away from expecting that perfect first shot.
Yeah.
It's more developmental.
Precisely. And, the idea itself isn't totally new, is it? It mirrors how humans work. Editing, grafting, getting feedback.
Yeah, like writing anything complex.
Exactly. We rarely write something perfectly the first time. We draft, maybe get someone else to look at it, revise with specific goals. Iterative refinement just brings that discipline to how we work with AI. These AI models are great at churning out that first draft quickly, but they often miss the big picture, the nuance. That's where the iteration comes in. We guide it.
That human editing analogy really makes it click. Could you maybe walk us through an example just to see it in action?
Yeah, definitely. Let's take, say, writing some professional content, a product description for some new wireless headphones. Your first prompt might just be, write a product description for our new wireless headphones. Simple enough.
Okay.
And the AI might give you something like, our wireless headphones offer great sound and battery life. They're comfortable and easy to use.
Right. Very generic, bare bones.
Totally. It tells you what it is, basically, but there's nothing compelling there. No real details a buyer would latch onto. So, first iteration, we get specific. The prompt could be, add specific features and technical specifications.
Right.
And that targeted prompt gets you something better. Our premium wireless headphones deliver crystal clear sound with 40mm drivers and active noise cancellation, featuring 30-hour battery life, Bluetooth 5.0, and memory foam ear cushions.
Okay, that's a huge improvement, actual information.
Yeah.
But it still feels a bit dry, like a spec sheet.
Agreed. Yeah, it lacks that spark, the engaging language, maybe the emotional hook you want in marketing copy.
What?
So, iteration 2, we prompt, make it more engaging and emotional. And now, maybe you get. Immerse yourself in pure audio bliss with our revolutionary wireless headphones. Experience studio-quality sound through precision-engineered 40mm drivers and advanced noise cancellation. With luxurious memory foam cushions and an industry-leading 30-hour battery life, your music never stops.
Wow, okay. That's much more like it. You can really see the progression there, how each focus step built on the last one.
Exactly. It's layering the improvements.
What about the technical documentation example? How does it work there?
Right. Similar principle. Imagine the first prompt is, explain how to reset the database connection. The AI might just say, to reset the database connection, restart the server and clear the cache.
Okay. Useful if you already know the system, maybe, but not for a novice, not really actionable.
Correct. Not enough detail. So iteration 1, break this into detailed steps. Now the AI might give you 1, stop the server process. 2, clear the connection pool. 3, delete temp files. 4, restart the server. 5, verify connection status.
Better. Definitely clearer sequence. But for tech docs, you usually need the actual commands, right? And maybe what to do if something goes wrong.
Absolutely. Crucial details. So iteration 2, prompt, includes specific commands and error handling. And that could lead to something much more useful, like database connection reset procedure. 1, stop the server. System still stop my app. 2, clear connection pool. Redisclaim fluffy-haul. 3, delete temp files.rmtmtdb. 4, restart server.systemcello start my app. 5, verify connection, my app test connection. Error handling, if step 2 fails. Check Redis service status if step 4 fails. Check logs at varlog my app.
Okay, now we're talking. That's proper documentation.
Yeah.
Specific includes commands, basic troubleshooting, huge difference.
Yeah, and you can think of each iteration as giving very specific feedback to the AI model. It sort of nudges its internal understanding towards what you actually want. It's a bit like, reinforcement learning in a way, feedback guiding the output.
These examples really show how effective it is, but why? What are the sort of key reasons this works so well, especially for professionals?
Well, there are a few things. First, as we saw, it breaks down a big, complex task like writing great documentation into smaller, bite-sized steps.
Right, less overwhelming for you and the AI.
Exactly. You're not trying to get everything perfect in one go. Second, it allows for that targeted refinement. You can focus just on clarity in one pass, then technical accuracy in the next, then tone, much more control.
And you're not starting from scratch each time, are you?
That's the third key point. It builds. The AI usually keeps the context from the previous turns, so you're layering improvements, making the whole thing more coherent as you go. It's cumulative.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So for people wanting to actually use this in their work, what should they keep in mind? The source material mentions planning the iteration sequence.
Yeah, that's really fundamental. You need a bit of a plan. Think about the order. Generally, you might start broad, get the structure and main content down, then move to style, tone, and finally, polish the details, the really fine points.
Like building a house foundations first, then walls, then paint and decoration.
Good analogy. And crucially, you need to track what you're doing. Keep a record of the prompts, the outputs, the changes, maybe use version control or just a simple log. You need to see how it evolved.
Right, so you can see what worked, or maybe backtrack if an iteration goes sideways.
Yeah.
What about making sure the quality is actually, improving? Quality control.
Yeah, super important. Review each step. Did this iteration actually achieve its specific goal? Check for consistency. Did the change mess up something else? Does it still align with the overall style?
Don't want to fix one thing and break another.
Exactly. Preserve the good stuff from earlier versions unless you mean to change it. And always look for those unintended side effects. A tweak here might have a weird ripple effect over there.
The notes also mention iteration limits. Is there a point where you should just stop?
Yeah, definitely. There's no magic number, but the suggestion is often around 3 to 5 iterations is a common range. You hit diminishing returns eventually.
Keep going forever isn't the goal.
Right. You could end up just fiddling or even making it worse. Keep the iterations focused. If you're struggling to think of what specific thing to improve next, that might be a sign you're done.
Okay. And lastly, documentation. You mentioned tracking changes, but why else is documenting the process useful for experts?
Well, beyond just tracking this project, if you figure out a really effective sequence of prompts for, say, generating technical tutorials, document that pattern.
Build your own playbook.
Exactly. Note down what worked well, what sequences gave great results for certain tasks. Keep records of your goals for each iteration and what happened. This helps you get better and faster over time, refining your whole approach to using these tools.
So it's about learning and reusing effective strategies. Makes sense.
And while this iterative approach is powerful, it's not, the answer to every single AI task, but it really shines in certain areas for professionals.
Like what specifically?
Complex writing tasks, definitely, where you need nuance, depth, multiple information layers. Technical documentation is a prime example, where precision and clarity are just non-negotiable.
We saw that clearly.
Yeah. Also creative stuff, maybe marketing copy, even script development where you're trying to nail a specific tone or impact. Iteration helps you get there. And developing detailed specs or requirements. Anywhere that precision and making sure everything is covered is really critical. Iterative refinement helps ensure that completeness.
It definitely sounds like for professionals using AI, this iterative refinement is a much more sophisticated and strategic way to work. It's beyond just basic prompting.
Absolutely. It's about control, about shaping the output deliberately. By planning these steps, executing them carefully, you can really boost the clarity, the accuracy, the impact, whatever your goal is for AI-generated content. It brings that human editorial judgment into the loop with AI speed.
So a final thought for our listener, the experts tuning in, how can you take these principles, this iterative refinement idea, and really integrate it into your own, perhaps already complex AI workflows? How can you adapt it to squeeze out even more precision, more control over those final results? Something to think about in your specific context. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.